Problem 1310. Once again, this is one of these problems that is started partway through. And problem 13.9 had plans A and B, and we're going to do plans C and D. In plan C, we are going to make 1,300 units per month and subcontract the rest. We will assume that we have leftovers from June, ending inventory of 300 units. So we put in the demands from you have to actually look to problem 13.9. So we have the 6 months of demand from July to December. We are going to make 1,300 units per month. So this is a level production strategy. And we're also going to have inventory. So in July, we have 300 units of ending inventory as our beginning inventory for July, which is of course the same as the ending inventory for June. We're going to make 1,300 units. So we have a total of 1,600 units available for sale, but we only sell 1,000 of them. So we have 600 units left. So you're going to have to store them and keep them somewhere. When your production exceeds your demand, your inventory will go up. When your demand exceeds your production, your inventory will go down. Same math, the 600 beginning inventory for August plus production of 1,300 minus the demand of 1,200 means our inventory is going to go up by 100. Another way to look at this is if you make 1,300, you only sell 1,200, you means you have 100 extra. So you can simply add that to the inventory. Inventory is going up. And again, you can continue on to see the math. So once September rolls around, our inventory starts to go down. So in this particular case, we have more demand than we have production. So our inventory will go down by 100 units in September, 500 units in October, 500 units in November, but the 500 uses up more than the 100 surplus. So we had 100 units at the end of October. We make 1,300. So we have 1,400 available for sale. And good news is we want to sell 1,800. So we have a $400 shortfall, or we have negative inventory, but we don't do that. What we do is we have the subcontractors make the extra 400, and we do the same thing in December. You can see the extra costs that are given to you as calculated by the fact that the carrying costs are $25 per unit. We're not allowing stockouts in this particular case. And we also have the subcontracting given to us, which in this case is $60. Sorry, yeah, $60 per unit. So that's given to you in the particular question. So you take the $60, multiply it by 400, and you wind up with 24,000. You total up the extra cost of 92,000. So that's how much extra it's going to cost you. In part B, or D, sorry, you have a similar plan, except your first choice will be to do some overtime. The maximum amount of overtime is 20%. So 20% of the 1,300 is 260 units. And so that will reduce your subcontracting costs, but it'll increase your overtime costs. The regular units doesn't change, so there's actually no change in the number of units that your regular employees make, and it won't affect the costs. Although there is a cost for idle time in this particular case. So in this case, you do not want your inventory to go up, but you have 180 units already. You can make 1,300, and you don't want for your inventory to be increasing. So you have idle time of 120 units in July. Next, in August, you have same kind of thing, except you have the 180 units of the ending inventory and regular units of 1,300 being produced, 1,200 units of demand, and you have 100 units of idle time. Next, in September, good news is demand exceeds supply. So you have no idle time. You're not paying for non-productive time, which you do have to pay for. So in this case, you can bring your inventory down by 100 units from 180 to 80. You still have to pay holding costs or / carrying costs for that. Now in October, when the demand really starts to ramp up, you have 1,300 units that you're going to make in October. You have the 80 left over from September, so you have 1,380 available for sale. So you have a shortfall of 1,800 minus 1,380, which is 420. The first 260 units, which is 20% of the 1,300, is going to be dealt with overtime. The remaining number of units, so the 420 minus the 260, 160 units of subcontracting. Same logic and same math for November. This time you have no beginning inventory. You have a shortfall of 500 units because you're only going to make 1,300 and the demand is 1,800. So you need to make 500 more. The first 260 are going to be made with overtime. The remaining 240 will be done with subcontracting. And then you continue on. You can see in this case, the total extra cost by doing it this way is 81,800. And so you're given the information in the bottom. Again, it just summarizes the hiring and layoff costs and things along that line. Actually, I will take that out. All right, so just ignore that. So out of these two, of C and D, D is better than C.